Okay, so this is a video to explain how I put together a 120 volt to 220 step-up transformer, then rectified it and used a big capacitor to filter the AC to DC to give me a 240 to 300 volt DC power supply. So as you can see, it's quite a mess. This is what it looks like when I test things. So I have a foot switch down here that when I press it, it turns on the power supply, which is a variac, and it varies the output from 0 volts to 120 volts. Or it has that regular plug that you can plug other stuff into. But so I can vary the voltage from 0 to 120 volts AC. This is a step-up transformer that goes 1 to 2. So if I'm putting 120 volts in, it'll be 240 coming out. From the step-up transformer, I go to a full wave bridge rectifier. Now this is good for 600 volts. So there's no problem there. It's just 240 volts. So that's just your full wave rectified AC signal. So you have to smooth that out. So I have a big capacitor here. And it's good for 400 volts. I don't know if you can see it there or not. 400 volts DC. And I don't know, you'll just have to trust me on this one. It's 3600 microfarad. So it's a pretty big capacitor, and in other words, the capacitor's rated for, I guess it's 350, the surge is 400, but I shouldn't get anywhere close to that anyway. Although the peak to peak on 120 volts is, I think it's 170. The RMS is 120. So would that be 170, 340? So yeah, it's pretty close. No, I guess it would still only, yeah, it would be 340. Yeah, I guess it would be. The peak would be about 340 volts. And actually, maybe even a little higher, but the capacitor is doing its job. So, right now, the capacitor has recovered to 2.4 volts. Well, that's shut off. Okay. Well, I suppose I could drain this just a little bit. It's not a big deal. Just throw that on. That's what I have this here for. This is my substitution box. As you can see, the capacitor is discharging quite quickly. That's why I have this here. I have to drain the capacitor. Otherwise, I have 150, 200 volts on the capacitor. So, and I like where it's a substitution substitution resistance box. You can change the values. Obviously, you want a higher value if it's a higher voltage, but a lower value to discharge it faster. So, okay, so we're at 100 millivolts, which is next to nothing. So, what we'll do, turn it on. Okay, I'll put it over here. We'll start raising the volt. Oh, that's right. I gotta turn on the step-up transformer. Okay, we're at 24 volts DC. And we're raising up, no problem at all. As you can see, 90, 100, 150. It's no problem at all. So, like I say, because the actual peak voltage is higher, I can get, there, that's pinned out, 295, 96 volts is what I can get out of this system. Now, even though I lower the voltage, of course, the capacitor is holding the voltage. So I just take my foot off the switch, turn that off. Now the capacitor is draining a little bit. Oh, I guess I still had it hooked up to the resistor. Okay, so as you can see, it's draining, and the lower I put the voltage, obviously, or the lower I put the resistance, the faster it will discharge. So right now I'm just discharging the capacitor. And that's something, if you, right now it's on 4.7K and it's discharging it quite quickly. So I would suggest, if anybody doesn't have a substitution box, that if you put like a 10K resistor on that, as you can, okay, here, I'll put it on 10K. There, it's on 10K, and it is discharging the capacitor still quite quickly. It'll take a little while at that resistance. That's why I like just to drop it down. I can drop it down quickly, and I can get rid of that charge in no time. There, it's down below a volt now. It's into the millivolts, and I'm down at 470 ohms. So maybe if you had switched it, you could start at say 10K and then switch it over to say 1K. It would discharge a lot quicker. But yeah, this video is getting kind of long, so this is roughly what I did to take a 120 volt supply, step it up, rectify it, filter it, so I could have a 0 to almost 300 volts DC supply. Everybody have a great day. If you like this type of content, you know what to do. Like, follow, subscribe, and I'm always doing something, and I have lots of videos that might interest you. So have a great day.